That was established by Darth Vader dictates that a Sith apprentice must attempt to overthrow and conquer the Master by any means, once they deem themselves powerful enough to become the reigning Dark Lord. It is this cycle of power between Master and Apprentice that keeps the Sith at their peak. After a long line of Sith Lords culminating in Palpatine, once they had risen to power, Palpatine, who was over the Empire, made it nearly impossible for his apprentice to defeat him. He did this because Palpatine believed he may in fact be the last line of the rule of two Sith, and the last Sith to follow this way of life. Because of this, he made it nearly impossible for Vader to defeat him and claim the Empire that he had constructed, as he had formed the Empire so perfectly to his own will. So much so that Palpatine constructed it in a way that he was the only individual that could ever rule it. In a sense, he made himself a part of the Empire itself, and made his powers and his knowledge a crucial part to its success and well-being. So much so that without him, the entire machine would crumble. This is what Sidious said himself concerning this idea. Palpatine knew precisely why the Empire couldn't last without his dread power. He had designed it that way. No one ever suspected how much he relied on the dark side of the Force. He shaped those of his government by using the Force against them. He used it to control his fleets and to drive his soldiers on to victory. He used it to destroy his enemies from a distance and to learn of conspiracies against him. Without it, there was no way the Empire could endure, as he had designed it to. The dark side flowed through him like some primordial ichor, and it was the key to all of his power. Soon, he was ready to strike. Fully healed and in greater control of the dark side than ever, he finally acted to end the mutiny. By this explanation by the Dark Lord himself, not only was Palpatine politically completely in control over the Empire, but more than this, he had used his very powers in the dark side of the Force to control it. He used the dark side to cement his place as the ruler, and literally constructed himself as the keystone of the Empire by using the dark side of the Force as its building block. By doing this, Palpatine ensured that no outside source could ever claim the Empire from out from under him, and ensured that if Vader ever attempted to, he too would be ill-prepared to establish himself as Emperor. Even at Vader's peak, he could not establish himself among all of the moving pieces set up before by his master. Although members of the Empire failed to realize it, the dark side was ever prevalent among Palpatine and all of the moving parts of the Empire, and parts designed so that Palpatine himself was the only one who could ever use them to their fullest degree. It was for this reason that the Dark Lord of the Sith Palpatine was the only individual that could ever fully command the Empire at its truest extent. Not even Vader, with the might of the dark side of the Force, could take control because of his lack of political power, and those with political power lacked the dark side of the Force, and therefore they themselves could not take over. In a sense, Palpatine was the Empire, and the Empire was Palpatine. But let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and how truly cemented in the dark side of the Force the Empire truly was. And what do you think would have happened if Vader managed to overthrow Palpatine, but yet not gain all of the political power? What do you think would have happened among the Empire? Thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.